One of the things you may not realize is that everyone you meet has a burden, has a challenge, something that's really hard for them that you don't know about. That's one of the reasons that the golden rule, the principle of treating people like you want to be treated, works. The principle of listening, the principle of understanding first before you try to be understood, the principle of being humble, the law of the harvest, all of these principles work together. But this one principle, I think I know what the most powerful principle is. I think I've discovered it. But I'm going to take a roundabout way to get there. All of you have pain. In fact, I believe everyone watching this video has pain that others don't know you have. I'm going to share an example myself with you. My daughter Cheyenne was a beautiful angel baby. She had deep brown eyes. She had soft dark hair. And she was really, really calm. More calm than my other children as a general rule. I remember sometimes she was so calm that she would just stop what she was doing and she would look up at me and I'd have to stop what I was doing and look down at her and we'd just kind of gaze into each other's eyes, even as a very young, even as a baby. Just kind of lock eyes and she'd just look into my eyes and I'd look into her eyes. But there was this feeling of calm. Fast forward, I'm sitting on the side of the road. I get a call from a number I don't recognize. I answer the phone. A stranger's voice says, "Your daughter has drowned. You need to come to the hospital." And I said, "What?" And the voice on the other end of the line said again, "Your daughter has drowned. You need to come to the hospital." Now, I don't remember exactly how that call ended. Somehow I drove to the hospital. Somehow I found a place to park. Somehow I found my way into the hospital room where I saw my 9-month-old daughter on a hospital bed. Now, when I went into that room, there were a number of people who were not calm. But I remember I went in and I put my hand on my daughter's shoulder. And in that moment, I felt calm. I heard somebody in the background say the words "brain dead." That wasn't the first time I've heard someone say those words about someone I love. I went to one of the EMTs and I asked him, I said something like this. I said, "I'm a big boy. I want to know what's going to happen to my daughter." And one of them said, "I think she's going to make a really good donor." Eventually, they wheeled my daughter into a life flight plane. We had to fly a couple hundred miles to a specialized hospital. While we were in the plane, there was a moment where I felt darkness. And I just prayed, "Help me. Help me not to become bitter." The plane landed. We drove up to the specialized hospital. A lot of things happened. Eventually, the doctors came in and said, "It doesn't look good." And for the second time in my life, I got to watch somebody I love be taken off of life support. I just held my daughter in my arms. I just held her. Now, I want you to know, you may not have known that about me when you first started this course. The truth is, everyone you meet has something that's been difficult for them that you don't know. Everyone, you included. And because of that, sometimes even our children have things that we don't understand or know. Because of that, it's so important to treat people right. It's so important to give people the benefit of the doubt. You see, the strongest principle, the biggest principle, the stronger than gravity, stronger than every other principle, is just to care and love people. Now, you might remember from an earlier chapter we talked about, how do you love someone you don't love? Well, you choose to. Remember, we can lead our feelings with our actions. So today I want you to remember that life is short. Will you do that? Will you remember that life is shorter than you think? will you tell the people that you love them? Be brave. Use the words "I love you" all the time. Tell them you love them. Give them hugs. Show them you love them. Be affectionate. And realize that every day is a gift. And someday the opportunity to say "I love you," the opportunity to be affectionate, the opportunity to give them a big hug may not be there. So do it. So my challenge for you is to just love your kids and let them know that you love them. Even if you've made mistakes in the past, I'll tell you this. When they know that you love them, that makes up for a lot of mistakes. We all have made mistakes. Let your kids know you love them. Do the work. Good luck.